Namaste, my Indian brothers and sisters. I'm Irina Yuryeva from Ukraine and I love Indian culture, and yes, I can suddenly start speak Russian. But now I'm watching, continue to watch a new surprising facts about India. Let's do it with me.
Hey everybody, and welcome to FTD Facts, where today we are going to once again be revisiting a great country. And as you can tell from the title, we are revisiting a country of culture, spirituality, understanding, honor, and that country is India. Now, like most countries, it has a story that has had happy moments, bad moments, and even sad moments. So what's up guys, my name is Dave Wappel, and welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we teach you everything about everything. Now, this video is probably one of our most requested videos because, well, we've done an India 1, a part 2, a part 3, and now finally, for the new year, we are giving you guys part 4. Now, we've done a lot of videos already on these South Asian countries, and just to let you guys all know, you guys have touched us with your thoughts and feelings towards your neighbors, and because of that, we've really tried to push this channel in a direction where everyone can get more of an understanding of the world around them. Now, for our regulars, you already know what I'm gonna say. For the new people, guess what? Here on FTD Facts, we take recommendations, so leave one down there in the comment section below, and we are gonna do it. Also, considering we just recently did a video on the whole India partition, my question to you guys is, how could we resolve the Kashmir dispute without resorting to violence? Let me know your thoughts down there, and let's get to it. Now, India is a very interesting country for its imports and exports, and we've talked about those import-exports before. But one thing you might not know is that India grows approximately 1.2 million tons of mangoes every single year. And if you were to put that on a giant scale, it would weigh 80,000 blue whales. Now, we've also talked about how India is extremely populated. But India has so many people that it has 3 of the world's top 10 megacities. And although the growth rate is shrinking in the country, it's still at a whopping 3%. Now, many of you in the comment section have wanted us to talk about India's army. Now, not getting into too much detail over it, it has the 3rd biggest army in the entire world. Now, it is hard to say how big it is exactly because some sources say that it has 1.4 million active personnel, with over 1,155,000 personnel being in reserve units. And one of their newest units is called the Mountain Strike Corps, which is
Я ничего не понимаю в военной технике, в военном деле, но так получилось, что это видео сначала смотрел мой сын, ему 13 лет, и он очень увлекается техникой, он очень много знает. И он сказал мне, что танки, которые здесь показывают, они российские. И также здесь были показаны пушки, которые были сделаны в Советском Союзе. И он не увидел здесь ни одного индийского танка, хотя я знаю, что индийские танки и пушки, они есть, они очень мощные, высокотехнологичные, но тогда почему их нет в этом видео? Ребят, если вы можете сказать что-то на эту тему, делитесь, потому что немного странно.
Aimed to defend the disputed border with China, in which they hope to have over 90,000 troops by 2018 or 2019. And at least according to the International Institute of Strategic Studies, they found that India is 8th in the world when it comes to spending money on its military. And they spend roughly about $45.2 billion on its military. Now, on the Indian subcontinent, Nalanda is considered by some as one of the first great universities. But however, Takshila, which was built around 370 BC, is believed to be the remains of the oldest university in human history. Now, there are a lot of arguments over this. Some scientists say that no, it doesn't count as a university because there's no lecture halls, and unlike Nalanda, there's no housing for its staff or students. And as for Nalanda, it was constructed back in 427 AD, and it went on till about 1197 AD, and it was an institution that was more devoted towards the Buddhist way of life, but it's also theorized that there were students of art, literature, astronomy, and politics. And although scientists are still excavating the grounds, they have found 8 compounds, 10 temples, classrooms, meditation halls, and housing for 10,000 students and 2,000 teachers. Speaking speaking about education, India is home to the world's largest school. The City Montessori School received not only a world record in 2010, but also a UNESCO Prize for Peace Education in 2002. But here's the thing, when I say largest...
Как они поддерживают дисциплину, когда такое количество детей? Просто я знаю, что такое дети. И когда их намного меньше, это бывает очень сложно. Как эти люди могут работать с таким количеством детей, я не знаю. Может быть, они знают секрет, может быть, вы знаете, скажите.
Schools. Now, I'm not talking universities, but I mean this school is the largest in population from ages 2 to 5 because they have over 39,400 attendees a year. They're all kindergartners. That's crazy. Now, throughout the world, we have all probably heard of a magnetic hill. This is a hill that has a strong electromagnetic currency that will pull a car up the hill. However, Magnetic Hill in Leh Ladakh is one of the most powerful, to the point where not only cars are pulled up the hill, but planes also have problems flying through it. Now, we all know India is known for its computer programming. As a matter of fact, they have some of the best computer programmers in the entire world. And India is known for making a lot of supercomputers and supplying it to the world. Now, this all began in the late 1980s because at one point there was an embargo imposed on India, and that embargo stated that Cray supercomputers could not be sent to India because they could be used in development of nuclear weapons. But of course that didn't stop India because by 1991 they had developed their very first supercomputer, the Param 8000. And as of late, India has stated that it wants to spend $2.5 billion in the next year for supercomputer research. India's also got something that no other country has, the wettest place on Earth. At least the wettest inhabited place on the planet. The state of Meghalaya is about 70% rainforest, and because of that, it gets a lot of rain. The state alone receives an average 470 inches of rain, and this is all the way from the lowlands of Garo Hills to the roaring hills of the Shillong region. And although you'll probably need an umbrella if you want to visit, it looks like one beautiful place to check out. And lastly, let's talk about gold in India. Because as you know, gold is a huge thing. It's great, it looks fantastic, people want it on their jewelry, they want it on their clothes. Now, statistics have shown that Indian housewives hold 11% of the world's gold reserve. And when I mean world, I mean world. I don't mean just one country. I mean like the United States, Fort Knox, eat your heart out. So there you go, guys.
Я вспомнила, что когда я была маленькой, у меня была книга сказок острова Ланки. И там были потрясающие иллюстрации, в которых люди были изображены в красивых одеждах, и на них было очень много золотых украшений на голове, на шее, на плечах, на руках, очень много, на ногах, везде. И они были такие красивые, они были настолько красиво нарисованы. Потом я видела подобное только в Махабхарате, кстати, да, я смотрела Махабхарату. Очень красиво сделанный фильм, очень красивые костюмы. И вот те костюмы, которые я видела в Махабхарате, они были очень похожи на то, что я видела в книге сказок острова Ланки. На самом деле, именно с этой книги началась моя любовь к Индии. Да, я знаю, что Шри-Ланка и Индия — это разные государства, но, тем не менее, между ними есть много похожего. Ну, правда. Ну, на самом деле, меня тоже обижает, когда люди говорят, что я русская или что я в России живу. Я украинка, я живу в Украине, и да, между Россией и Украиной есть разница, точно так же, как есть разница между Индией и Шри-Ланкой. Но это не значит, что какая-то страна лучше, какая-то хуже. Нет, просто это разные страны, вот и все, но украшения красивые.
Guys, that's some more facts for you on India. We hope you guys really love this video. It's once again a pleasure to be talking about this country and learning more about it. My name is Dave Walpole, guys, and be sure to...
Спасибо. Ребят, я даже не знаю, что сказать, потому что очень много вещей, которые он сказал в этом видео, мне трудно понимать, потому что я не всегда понимаю все слова, и почему англоговорящие люди говорят так быстро. дело в том, что английская речь, она строится иначе, чем русская или украинская. По другому принципу строятся предложения. Я не знаю, большинство моих индийских друзей здесь, они говорят не так быстро, и я могу понимать их, и мы можем говорить. Но почему-то большинство людей с белой кожей, у которых родной язык английский, они говорят очень быстро. Может быть, я не права, вот как говорите вы, насколько быстро у вас темп речи? И что для вас сложное в изучении иностранных языков? Может быть, вы когда-то пробовали учить русский? Было ли что-то сложным для вас? Может быть, если вы напишите в комментариях, мы сможем ответить на вопросы друг друга и сможем быстрее выучить языки. В общем, давайте дружить, давайте обмениваться мнениями, подписывайтесь на канал и до новых встреч. Пока!